I finally did it. I finished my master's degree, I submitted my thesis. Exciting times. Degree number 2, tick. Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'm talking about finishing my master's degree and writing my final thesis on NHL marketing. It's quite a big accomplishment of mine, so I thought it was only fair that I kind of document it on YouTube, which is one of my favourite things to do. Still up working on just the finishing bits of this thesis. And oh my god, I'm so tired. I just feel like my brain is just not braining anymore, really. Also trying to like come up with like a sort of clever title that just goes along with my like research title, just because I thought that'd be fun to do. Because currently my cover page looks like this. I'm not content with it and I'm redoing it. So currently it's getting later and we're still going. On the plus side, we do have some baseball on. I've got the Mariners and Red Sox game on because, well, my mum is a Seattle sports fan and she's been watching it, and so have I. So yeah, at least I have this on, which is helpful. So for a little bit of context, I just finished up my master's degree at the University of Dundee in International Marketing and Management. I spent the last 5 years at the University of Dundee. I did my undergraduate degree there in history. So I have been into very different schools and very different skill sets throughout my time at the university, and I'm kind of sad to be leaving, even though technically I'm not leaving because I'm working on some research projects within the university right now, so they haven't actually got rid of me yet. So I did my 4 years of undergraduate. I did history, which I love history. It's one of my main loves in life, but the reality was, unless I was going to teach or lecture, the job opportunities in that field were probably going to be quite limited. And I started to really think, I knew I wanted to do a master's degree. I went into my undergraduate with the intention of doing a master's. And so I started towards the end of my undergraduate degree thinking about what I was going to do next. So I really kind of took some time to think about what I love, what I've always enjoyed, and what I'm passionate about. And the main things that sprung to my head were things like photography, making creative things, and especially digitally creating things online. Those were the things that sprung to my mind of things that I really enjoy. And things I have always enjoyed, because for as long as I can remember as a child, my main things were very creative that I enjoyed. And I remember my auntie had a video camera, and every time there was a family outing or just a day trip or something, I used to vlog like the entire day. I couldn't post it anywhere, and I don't even think vlogging was a thing in like the mid-2000s, but I used to do it. I just loved creating. It just made me really happy, and I like sort of capturing stuff. I got my own first digital camera when I was about 10 or 11, and I have so many memory cards filled up with photos that I've taken since then, and it's always been something I'm really passionate about. And then as I got a little bit older and got social media, I had like a YouTuber fan page like on Twitter that I used to maintain like it was my baby and it was my business, when in reality it was just a fan page. But I really do think that that's where my career now and where it's heading came from, were those origins of having a lot of creative output, really enjoying photography, really enjoying taking videos, and really enjoying posting on social media. When I was younger, I wanted to be a journalist. That was what I thought I was going to do. And it was the dream career that kind of stuck with me for most of my childhood, definitely until I kind of got into high school, and then I was sure I was going to do something history related. But as I was finishing up my history degree, I really had to take a think about what I actually wanted to do after I graduated. And I came up with the idea that maybe I should go into marketing, because marketing, it's very creative, especially if you work in social media and digital marketing, which is what I do. There's a lot of creative output in digital content. There's a lot of photography, videography, editing, all that stuff, which is something that I've always really enjoyed. And so when I thought about it, I realised it really made sense to do postgrad business school for a year, which was intense, by the way, and get my master's in that field. And I took a dual like degree in, half it was marketing, half it was management, because I just think business management is something that will be really useful for me, especially down the line as I like work up in my career. So I'm really glad that I took that pathway in particular. But I'm finished. It is currently August 7th and today was the final deadline for the thesis to be handed in. I submitted mine 2 days ago because I mean, I just can't leave things to the last minute. It's just not how my brain works. But I'll tell you, submitting that on Saturday night, my heart, it was pounding.
Done, it's in, it's gone, I'm free.
So when we got our options for what we could do for a final project, I knew I wanted to do the literature based report because that way you got to pick basically whatever area, industry and topic you wanted as long as it got approved. Whereas there were internships and there was also a consultancy project you could do, but I already was working in marketing and didn't need the work experience from an internship because I've already been working part-time and freelancing it for the past couple of years now. So I decided I definitely wanted the research-based project instead, and I knew I wanted to do it on something in sports, absolutely something in sports. Throughout the past year, I have already submitted some reports that were sports related. I did a project in my last semester there that was on how Bauer could expand into Kenya as a market, and to do with cultural dynamics and how that impacts your marketing strategy. And it did well, and I decided that I was going to do my thesis on something that I love, and one of the things I care about the most in the world is hockey, and in particular the NHL. So I decided to pick out the topic, The Secrets to Creativity in Marketing, National Hockey League. And since then I expanded the title, and the final title is The Gordie Howe Hat Trick of Marketing on the Ice, on the Boards and Off the Ice. Because in this, obviously the Gordie Howe hat trick is we're in a game, a player gets a goal, an assist and a fight, and you know, it's kind of like a perfect game, right? So I came up with this idea that the ideal creative marketing strategy in the NHL would focus on off the ice, so digitally, on the boards through creative advertising, and on the ice through game day experiential marketing. So that's basically what I argued in my thesis. I had to trawl through so much reading, you've no idea. I ended up with over 60 references, but I read more than like 100 things, I swear. But I'm so proud of what I came out with in the end. It's not actually that long of a report, but it just took some time to put together. I also promised myself that I was going to include a picture that I took, and I did exactly that. I included a picture that I took at a Leafs game at Scotiabank, which so cool because a year ago I hadn't even been over there and didn't know if I was ever going to get over there anytime soon, and I did it, so it's exciting. But it's also exciting that I have submitted this thesis. I really wanted to do something hockey related. It's hard sometimes to get opportunities to do like professional stuff surrounding hockey here because it's such a non-mainstream sport still. So as soon as there's an opportunity that comes up where I can do something related to either hockey or baseball, I grab it with two hands. And so my thesis was certainly going to be no different. I also just think that it was completely iconic to finish off my degree talking about the Leafs and the NHL, because I used the Leafs as one of like the core examples of how game day experiences make it memorable for fans and keep them returning. And I just based it off of my own game day experience going over to Toronto, so very, very happy with what I've ended up with in the end. So it's the end of a chapter basically, which is scary but also really exciting at the same time. This might be the last academic thing I ever do, although I would really like to go back and do a PhD one day. It's definitely something that I really want to achieve. I've wanted to do a PhD for a while now, so I do plan on hopefully having that opportunity someday. But for now anyway, that is the end of my academic chapter, and now I go into the real world, which even though I have already worked in the industry I'm going into, that being, you know, like the next chapter is still really, really scary, but I'm excited for it. And today I'm just basking in the fact that I got this thesis done, submitted it, and finished degree number 2. I don't graduate until November, but it's still the end of an era and I'm excited for the next chapter. So that is it for today, guys. Comment down below, what do you think? Do you think I picked a good topic for my thesis, or should I have done something else? Like this video and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll be back soon with more hockey and baseball chats from across the pond. Bye guys.